leveling up your career, about leveling up yourself, basically. Now, from that conversation, what I did understand was a lot of us look at leveling up our career without actually leveling up ourselves. Now, if you hear me many times last week, I talked about working on the things that nobody can take away from you. These are intangible things, right? Things that nobody can take away from you. And this is one thing that is constant with the class I attended yesterday. It just basically talked about working on the things that no one can really take away from you. Now, while we will be having the conversation here in the studio, we'll also be opening it up to you to let us know too, what are the keys you think are important for leveling up your career, your business. If you're an entrepreneur, what are the keys to leveling up your life, your business, your career? Let me also remind you that this is Martha at the other side of the radio, and
your media chick, Cassandra.
Right. And then we get to talk about these things together. But before we get on with all of that, we of course will be letting you shake your body for a bit, because we're still in Monday. I mean, some of us still have the residue from the weekend. So let me have you knock yourself out on that. And when we get back, we'll keep up the conversation about leveling up in every single way possible. Keep it locked in. We will be right back.
Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, here to stay.
Are you ready for this?
Keep this frequency clear.
We're live. I woke up with a Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja.
Alright, welcome back. Still Midday Extra Show right here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. And today on Workstation, we shall be talking about leveling up, whether it's, your corporate job or even in business. As an entrepreneur, what are those things that you should look out for self-improvement, while you should level up? So the conversation is basically about saying how you can advance, improve, change from who you were maybe a month ago, years back, be a different person. Level up could, happen even a day before. It just has to do, take efforts. Yes, self-admittance, very important. So we shall be looking at all of that right here on Workstation, because you know that we are concerned about your welfare, especially as regards career and your pursuit to be better. So please indulge us right here on the program. Remember, it's not going to be an echo chamber. You on the other side will be joining us later when we are done with our chit chat. But for now, let's talk leveling up. When we talk about leveling up, what exactly actually comes to mind? For me, I would say that when you want to level up, it shows that you have come to admittance of the fact that you need improvement. You need to improve. You need to, upgrade from who you were maybe a month ago or a year ago or years ago to somebody better. It's like an evolution. You want to evolve to something better. And I think that it first of all starts with acknowledgement. It first of all starts with self-awareness, because if you acknowledge that yes, this is a part where you need to step up as a person, whether in your career or even in your business and everything, you will definitely see some of those areas that you need to actually level up. So we shall be having this conversation, and like I said, leveling up has to do with acceptance, self-acceptance. And when the moment you accept that there are areas or there is something about you that you need to upgrade to enable you have that fulfillment in your corporate job or even in your entrepreneurial pursuit, you would understand that yes, it is time to level up. It's not just about in the saying. No, it's not just about the saying that I want to level up, I want to be a better person or all of that. It's about the deliberate actions that you take as a person to ensure that that particular thing that you want to do differently is going to happen. So it's not a situation of, oh, you procrastinate. Don't worry, I'm going to level up maybe next year. New year resolutions.
The time is coming again.
It's not about resolutions. It's not just about you resolving. It's about a more stronger conviction that it is time to actually do the level up, the thing that is actually called level up. So for me, like I said, it has to do with acceptance, accepting that there is a need for you to advance. You might not be bad, you may not have been doing badly, but you know that the person you were some years ago is not the same person you are today, and you've moved from one point to another. And the prayer that we all pray is that our yesterday should not be better than our today. So it's basically about you trying for your yesterday not to be better than today, or even better than your tomorrow. It's for us to improve our today to ensure that we have a better tomorrow. So the great opportunity is here, and we shall be having this conversation. Let's see, what do you think about level up? Why do you think that people should level up, and how can they go about it? Yes, when it has to do with self-improvement, self-advancement. And when we talk about leveling up, it's basically advancement. Yeah, it might sound like a slang or something. It's basically not
developing yourself.
Yeah, it's just about upgrading, advancement, self-improvement. And this time around, in the business arena, or basically in the corporate arena, where maybe you're 9 to 5, or you're an entrepreneur, you sell, you buy, all of that. Let's be looking at, we're just going to be looking at that right here. So keep it locked on Eagles 102.3 FM, your radio experience that you can always count on. And remember, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So head on now, watch us, and engage in the conversation.
Yep. You already heard that. But yes, before we go on, let me start with this very popular quote. And I know that all of us, might have heard it somewhere. It says, "He who does not know and does not know that he does not know is a fool. Shun him." Now, that's a popular quote by Confucius, and often called Analyticals. All of those Aristotle, all of those people. This quote emanated from one of them. And then similarly to that quote, it says, knowing what you know and knowing what you don't know, that's true knowledge. But you see, the reason that a lot of us don't get to excel in our lives, in our businesses, and in our careers generally is basically because we do not know what we do not know. We know what we know. And I know that there's all of that encouragement. People will tell you, become better in your career, become better in your life, become better every day by emphasizing on the things that you already know. Many people will tell you that. But the person who is truly knowledgeable is the person who tries to find out what they don't know so that they can fully understand it and work on themselves better. So one of the first keys, like Cassandra said, to leveling up and excelling in your career and your business is basically trying to find out what you do not know. Now, every day when I go out, you can call me Dora the Explorer. I'll take the name. But every time when I go out and I see something new, I'd like to say that I'm very inquisitive. And I ask these questions. When you start talking to people who are not in the same field as you, then you will know the knowledge gap that you have. Many times we just focus on the things, I'm a journalist and I want to focus on knowing how to be a good journalist, how to be a better journalist. But there are other aspects of life that you will miss on if you focus on only the things that you are interested in. Many times you hear Cassandra say things like, we have to go the extra mile to be able to gather these things together so that we can tell you, or we can be able to explain it to you better. Now think about it. If we just focus on only our duties and our responsibilities as journalists, we might not be able to touch on other areas because we focus only on the things that are important to us. So one of the first ways to leveling up is knowing what you don't know, trying to find out what you don't know. Now, in every aspect of our lives, there's an area of darkness. Now, I'm not talking about it as regards or as touching spirituality. The area of darkness of your life or my life as touching our career and our profession is the area or the things that we don't fully know or the things that we are not aware of. So one of the first steps we might want to take after acknowledging that we do not know these things and trying to seek knowledge is looking for the exact areas that we have knowledge gaps. Knowledge gaps are areas we know that we don't fully know, or areas that we have identified that we are not so good at. Take for instance, as a journalist, there are different aspects of journalism, especially for what we do here. It's not just about presentation. Presentation is one of the many things or many requirements of a journalist. The second thing you also know how to do is maybe reading the news. So now what if I say I'm very good at presentation and I want to present alone and I don't know how to do the news? Now, it might be a requirement for me along the line as I progress in my job, right? So what I will now do is, what are the things that are required of me aside presentation? Now I find out news, then I find out music, then I find out all these other aspects that I'm lacking in. What a knowledgeable person would do, or someone who seeks to evolve their lives and their career, is trying to find out these things and building capacity as touching these areas. So again, I'm emphasizing on the need of focusing on the things that you do not know, so that you can seek knowledge on these things to become better and a lot more effective in carrying out your duties and your responsibilities as well.
Yes, and I think that leveling up has to do with the need, with the fact that you've recognized the importance of effectiveness. It's wanting to do something, and it's another for it to be effective, for it to be result driven. Yes, you can't be doing something and then it's not result driven, or it's not effective, and you just keep doing it. It's like you're going in circles. So the moment you understand that there is a need for you to be effective in your career, in your profession, or in that business that it is you're doing. For instance, you are a business person. You have done everything that a business person should do. Maybe you've rented your shop, you have all the goods and everything. But when it has to do with marketing, how are you marketing these products for people to actually see what you are selling? You might have good products, and then you'll be wondering that why is it that your neighbor is making more sales? It could depend on the way you are marketing these products. Yes, because you could have a very good product, but how you market it, or whatever service it is that you're rendering, however you market this service, is going to determine patronage. So you are trying to see how you could level up this. I think that I'm going to talk about the fact that trade fairs are now becoming a thing. They used to be even back then, but they are becoming more popular now. So people question the rationale behind trade fairs. Why do people take so much money to go invest in trade fairs? I have my own reserved opinions about this trade fair thing, but I think that it serves as a platform for people to actually be known, especially in this social media era where you have the opportunity to be known, especially on the platform that is already established. And then some people might be wondering, why are you taking so much money to invest in this trade fair where you could just, you have your shop, just sit in your shop, you could sell. But sometimes maybe you may not make sales like you could make in your shop at the trade fair, but it's possible that you could make connections. You could reconnect with people that are likely to know you and of course patronize you on a later date. I'm not saying that it's a one size fits it all. It's not, but I'm just trying to give an instance as to how you as a business person, you could decide to take some risk. Yes, and leveling up has to do with risk too. Yes, risking it is another part of leveling up, because sometimes, I'm not saying you should make impulsive decisions where you don't think things through, but sometimes whatever decision it is that you're trying to take to help you level up or advance yourself could involve risk. Yes, because you're trying to find out, and you know what they say, that curiosity kills the cat. Yes, but somehow this curiosity could be beneficial if you go about it in the right way. And that is why when you weigh all of the risk and then you just decide to take it, when the end result is there and it's actually positive, you would definitely say that yes, it was worth the ride, it was worth the risk and everything. So as a person who wants to level up, I would say you should be open to those risks. You should be open to the future. Yes, because as a person, just be open. You think about, you are inquisitive about things that do not even concern you. Like we always say here, sometimes we go all out of our way to see how we could, read things that ordinarily we would not even read in the classroom. But we just want to have an idea about that, because there are three core mandates, yes, three objectives of what we come to do here every day. To not just entertain you, we're here to inform you and also educate you. So at every time that we come here, we have those three things on our minds, because we want to not just entertain. It's not just about the entertainment aspect, it's about the learning, relearning and unlearning process. Yes, where from every time that we come here to say something, you should be able to pick something new
away from it.
Yes, and that is why sometimes when people try to go the extra mile or go extreme, we say you have to stay within the confines of what we are doing. Not because maybe what you are saying is not right, but the way you are presenting it does not
suit
really
into the subject.
because we are bound by guidelines. We are working in an operation of the fact that we are not living in a zoo. We are not living in a zoo or even operating in isolation. We have regulations surrounding whatever it is that we're doing. So I'm just trying to let you know that for every time that we're here, it is as a result of self-improvement, as a result of trying to seek knowledge, and also the quest for more, because that knowledge has to increase for your benefit as well. So it's a whole lot. So this also applies in your business. This also applies in This also applies in your business. This also applies in your 9 to 5. Yes, maybe I was talking to someone the other day, and the person was like, oh, we sell lands, we do stuff. I'm like, okay, since you like real estate, you like the whole housing market and everything, why not open your YouTube channel? Open your YouTube channel where you could, apart from your 9 to 5 that you're going to work in another company, you could inform people on your YouTube channel where you are talking about trends in the housing market or talking about trends in the real estate market, where you are discussing so much. It's a way of self-improvement. It's you leveling up. I remember that when we had when blogging started at first, it used to be something that there were certain stereotypes even till now, but
stereotypes.
Yes, there were stereotypes. Blogging. Yes, there were stereotypes to blogging that they are basically just gossip mongers. People just want to ruin other people's lives.
But it's because of how some people present.
Yes, but now you can see that some people have leveled up. This way, if right now you want to trend or there is something you want to do, people are looking for these bloggers. Yes, because they know that with just a click, whatever it is that they want to go viral would go viral. So it is that leveling up, it is that self-advancement or self-improvement that has made certain professions to be upheld right now. Let's talk about photography. You know that before, I don't know whether it's Nollywood that used to form this perception, and then somehow it was now accepted even in society that maybe, for instance, your daughter says she wants to get married to a photographer, and then you're like, a photographer, just ordinary photo man. And then but see how much these people are collecting today
because of rebranding.
Yes, can an event happen without a photographer? It's not possible.
People even hire them days before to
so
cover
we
everything.
are beginning to understand the worth of a lot of businesses or a lot of ventures because of the packaging and repackaging that they have done. So as I would always say, there is nothing wrong with packaging, but it has to be right. So how are you packaging and repackaging yourself as a person? And that has to do with leveling up, rebranding yourself. It's very important. So all of these things are tied to the fact that self-improvement is a continuous process.
Yes, you already heard that. Self-improvement is definitely a continuous process, which brings us to the next point. What are the keys to becoming more in business and career? And I would like to say value and resourcefulness is one of the keys to becoming more and more. Now, the world operates in a reward system, where it is what you give out that attracts the people that come to you. Now, nobody leaves what works. That's what my mentor says, at least. Nobody leaves what works. And that's why you see people can buy a particular brand till they die. They can, because it works for them. You'd see people, they will eat at a particular restaurant as long as it still remains because of what it gives to them. Now, you are as relevant as the value that you bring to them. Now, nobody wants something that does not work. Yeah. Like I said earlier, nobody wants somebody that does not have any value to add. Think about it. You have this couple of friends. You were just someone in your 9 to 5 corner doing what you have to do to make ends meet. And then the next minute, you are on national television. Everyone sees you on national television. Whether you have made it or not, there's a perception by those people who you call friends, as there's a perception of arrival from these people because they think that you have made it. For you to be on such a global platform, it obviously means that you are doing something right. But before you got to that platform, nobody called you to find out how you were doing. Nobody called you to find out what you were even doing at the time. But at the time you got to that global platform, people, you start receiving calls. Oh, how are you doing? I just want to let you know that you're doing great. Keep up what you're doing. You will make it in this life. That's because they now have a perception of value. They now think that you are valuable, and everybody wants a valuable person in their corner. Now, I also have a mentor who says that when things are not working for you as a business person or a career person, is one of three things. Number one, it's either you're serving the wrong audience, which means that the people who need your service are not where you are. Secondly, it is either the people who have the capacity to reward you are not where you are. Or thirdly, you are unserious with your business. Because if you have the people that can reward your service, you definitely make profit. If you are serving the right audience, you will definitely make profit. But if you are in the wrong audience, say for instance, one of the major things we need to run this place is diesel, right? And you're coming to sell fuel to us. It will never work. Like, you would never get a client out of us here. And that's because we don't need the value that you have. Are you valuable? Yes. Are you in the right place? No. So many people say, oh, I'm not making anything out of life. But the real thing is, you are not serving the right audience. You are not giving what you have to the people that need it. And that's why there's a perception of you not making it. So one of the ways to become better, or the keys to becoming better in your career, in your personal life, and in your business, is to be resourceful and to be valuable. Now, if you are resourceful and you're valuable, the next thing you will do is find the people that need the service that you offer. Because even if you are valuable, you can be at a particular place from today till next year. Nobody walks up to you to demand your value. That's because you have positioned yourself wrongly. Now, if you follow our Wednesday programs where we talk about self-reliance and dignity of labor, one of the things that we emphasize on that particular segment of the show every time we meet is the need to hold your head up high in the hustle that you find yourself doing. In the profession that you find yourself. Cassandra has talked a bit about it, about rebranding your business and leveling up as regards, the general outlook of your business. Before, they were called photographers. Today, they are called content creators. They are called movie producers. Media. They are called the media. Exactly. Look at tailors. Before now, they are called tailor. Mama Nkechi the tailor. Now they don't even want to be called tailors. They are called designers.
Stylists.
Now, some people have even carved a niche for themselves in the business era by calling themselves illustrators. What do? They give you a graphic representation of the style you want to sew. So that's an independent profession on its own. So while the tailor is there putting the garments together, the illustrator is drawing the perceived outcome of what the tailor will give, and they have carved a niche for themselves. And trust me, it's becoming a very recognized thing, a very recognized value. So for you to become better in your business, to become better in your career, is to be valuable. If you are a person that is valuable can walk out of anywhere. That's the truth. Because you know that the thing you have is intangible, which means there are things that cannot be taken away from you. But a lot of us, because of fake life maybe, what we try to do is we work on the outward appearance and do not work on the things that make us who we are. So if I claim that I'm a journalist, all I should be doing should not be looking beautiful and appearing before the camera and smiling or going to read or copy someone else. If I want to work on the things that nobody should take away from me as a journalist, it's my ability to be coherent in what I'm doing. So if I want to be a good presenter, there are thousands of presenters out there. There are thousands of journalists out there. Why do I want to be singled out from them? That becomes the value that I have to offer to anybody. So yes, resourcefulness, And value is one of the things that you should work on. If you have not taken out time to think about it today because you think that your life is not amounting to anything, just pay attention to what can I offer? What can I give? It's not all about money. I want money, but what can I give to receive the money that I want? I want influence. What can I give to receive influence? It's exchange. This life, I think we human beings are symbiotic in nature. We have to give something to get something. Whether it's value, whether it's money, we definitely have to give something. Even time, we have to give time to get something. We give time to get knowledge, right? So I think this is one of the things you should also work on if you're looking at leveling up in your life and your business and your career as well.
Yes, and then talking about value, another thing that could help you to level up in your career or business is trying to look at the blur lines between complacency and contentment. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should not be contented. You have to be contented as a person because it helps to keep a lot of troubles away. But when you get so comfortable in this contentment, it could lead to the part where you are just static. You are just okay with your own. My own is enough for me. Let me just be the way I am. Tomorrow they will come, you are still okay where you are. Always strive for more. Move out of your comfort zone. There are some things that you could do as a person that could help you. Like if you would need money, or if you would have to use money to invest in a master class to improve on your skill, do it. Now there are times where people pay for certain master classes and then others are like, what exactly, you already know this thing, what exactly are you paying for a master class? There is an idea behind that whole organization of masterclass, why you need to master what you need to master. And even that after that masterclass, you are likely to add another masterclass because it's a continuous process. It does not stop. Learning does not ever end. And you already have one. You will always have one thing to pick from someone else. You will always have one thing to pick from another. How much more when it has to do with what puts food on your table. So you could step out of your comfort zone by investing money. This is the part where some people do not like to hear because how am I supposed to pay someone that amount of money just to learn something? But they are teaching you what they know. So if you know that you do not know or you want to improve on what you already know, then you should be willing to make those sacrifices. You could go all out and then pay money so that you can learn or upgrade those skills that you think you already have so that you can serve better. And then this whole thing, this idea of upgrade or where you are even doing it comes with a sense of belonging. I'm going to give an instance because when you learn a profession with a particular, learn a skill with a particular person that is already established. Maybe for instance, I want to learn photography and then I go to a virtual photographer who is so known in Nigeria and then I learn with the person. The only thing, the fact that I've learned with that person is already an advancement because when I just say, okay, they are like, where did you learn?
The name of the person.
I trained with this person. I was mentored by this person. And then it leads to patronage because they already trust in this person's ability. So their ability is already like a trademark. It's a booster for you already. So when you are investing, also know where you are investing. That is not to say that there are other people who could train you that are that might be unknown, but I'm just saying that yes, maybe training with people that are known could be as a result of the fact that you want to be known as well, or you want to get a form of success by association. It's very real. Success by association is very real, and that is what we talk about networking. And this brings me to the part where I would say another way you could level up is by networking. Some people hold controversial views that the friends you had some years ago shouldn't be the same people that you should be mingling with. Well, I disagree, but sometimes look at your circle. The kind of people that you keep as friends or the kind of people that you mingle with could determine the level up you would encounter as a person. Because sometimes if you are just there, maybe in your circle you are the most intelligent. I don't believe in that. You should be in circles where There is likely for someone to know more than you know. It's likely for someone to be more intelligent than you are, because that way you have something to learn from them.
From somebody else.
So I do not subscribe to a part where you are in a group where you are the most intelligent or you are the most innovative. Everyone has to have something to contribute. And that is why even in class, before an exam, I'm looking for people, and then they're like, why are you trying to patch around for people that no, I want to exchange ideas. I want to know what you know.
So you are the type,
Yes.
you are them.
No, I want to know what you know. And then I also tell you what I know. And then the moment the person says what they know, you are looking at it from a different angle.
Perspective.
And when I go into the practical aspect, and then I'm trying to reimagine what you said, what you were saying, I'm looking at that person, and then I'm remembering it from that angle. You know that nobody is an island. Everyone has something in them that can offer to the other person. So that is why I'm a big subscriber of you being in circles where, of you not being in circles where you are the most intelligent. Don't be in those circles.
Local champion.
Yes, no. It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
You should always be in places where people will challenge you to improve. I'm not saying go and be where they will pressure you. No. Be where you will feel challenged to be a better person, whether business-wise, career-wise, or profession-wise. Yes.
Yeah. So yes, that being said, very extensive conversation right here. And remember, you're still tuned into Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience you can count on. And just give us a few more minutes, and when we get back, we'll be right into this conversation. And I do hope that you are taking one thing or two from this conversation, because again, the idea of having these conversations is not just so that we can while away time here on radio, but just so that we know what we're talking about and we can become better versions of ourselves. I mean, that's our topmost priority right here. So keep it locked in. It's Martha and Cassandra, and we will be right back.
Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Here to stay.
Those walk among us unnoticed.